Okay, welcome everybody to the Sensible panel. Welcome to Revival 2019. Sensible Software, of course, you will know, one of the biggest video game companies of the 80s and into the 90s, responsible for classics such as Whizball, Sensible Soccer, Speedball 2, Gods, and of course Cannon Fodder, among many others.
I think you chucked a couple in there, right?
It's a bit of a Brucey bonus, eh?
Brucey bonus. I'm Mike James, this is Scott Schreiber, we're from the Retro Gaming RoundUp podcast, and of course we're joined by the brains and brawn behind Sensible Software, John Hare and Stoo Cambridge.
Hello.
Hello.
People often talk about how the modern games industry is like the old industry because it's a land of opportunity again with touch phones and this is actually not true. So the main difference was we could go to an Ocean or a Palace or a Virgin or whoever. We worked with many publishers over the years and quite easily get an advance to pay us whilst we're developing the game. So we would generally do a demo for Cannon Fodder's space maybe 2 or 3 months and then shop it around a few publishers and see who makes us the best offer. And then if they say 50 grand, 100 grand, or whatever the price was, against a certain royalty, we knew we had that money coming in for the duration of the project. So what that then enabled us to do as a company, from a structure point of view, when me and Chris decided to take on more people. So when we took Stu on, he was like not quite, Chris Chapman was the first, but he was like the second batch. Him and Jules, who was the lead programmer in Cannon Fodder, they kind of came together. And we'd set up a structure where we just said to Stu, I mean, in your case, it's like 15%.
Something like that.
Yeah, of the money that came from the games you worked on, and you do all the art, and that's the deal. If we spend 12 months doing it, you're going to get 15%. If we spend 5 years doing it, you're also going to get 15%. Mm-hmm. Your advance is set at 20 grand or whatever it was, and that was it.
Yeah.
And so what that meant was, all of our guys like Stu were in to make money out of it like we were, which meant that when we said we've got to work till whenever it is, it might be 1 in the morning, it might be 7, and it was some nights, people just did it. Because when you want people to be in it with you, you've got to also reward people in the same way. And that was really, I suppose, the culture, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we all believed in what we were doing, and we all wanted to make money from what we did. You know, the hours are long. I mean, don't get me wrong, we laugh and joke, but it was long slogs at the end. I mean, we really worked our backsides off. But the rewards are there, you know, and that's the key. Going back to today, you know, I don't think a lot of people have that reward when they work so hard. You know, we knew that we had to get these projects finished because we knew what we had invested in it, our time, and the money would be coming back on us if the games did well.
Yeah. Often when I talk to people about Retro Days, no one asks about this stuff, but actually that culture of business underlying all the creativity is really important because you build a platform that everyone can put their creativity in. So my job, for example, with Stu, you know, obviously I'm a bit nervous, someone else is doing the art at all. Who is this guy? Is he any good? Then you find out he's good, but maybe I just need to discipline him here a little bit.
Can you say that again?
So what I did, like in my paranoid state with Cannon Fodder, which was the first one, I drew all the maps out, if you remember, on graph paper and said, right, this guy's going to stand exactly there and this weapon's going to be exactly here. But once I got to learn how Stu was and he was good, you can just trust people to do the job. So as a creative director, if you like, you give people freedom within a remit. So the remit is whatever, we need so many weapons, so many guys. And once we got the style established, you know, that I think we were good at, myself and Chris, from a programming side as well, we were good at giving people freedom within a remit. So you keep some control on the overall vision. And if you want to see the difference, with Cannon Fodder 2, I didn't use that control. And you can see that it slightly slips, so you're giving people too much freedom. So you give too much freedom and people start to run off on their own. So finding that balance of giving
I agree.
Giving artists expression room, but not too much, so that it doesn't fall out the thing is the difference.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, as an artist, you know, ultimately you're working for somebody, and John's vision for what he wants, he's got to be able to translate what's in his head to me, so I can put it on screen or paper. But he's also got to understand that, you know, I've got my own little bits of creativity that I want to put into it, and it's finding that kind of mix that works, and that balance was so important and sensible, because I would go off and I would do stuff, and most of the time it's like, yeah, that's cool, you know. But there's one. I mean, there's in Cannon Fodder, the original water in Cannon Fodder was actually like a murky greeny colour, because in my head I thought, well, it's swamp, dirty, it's, you know, vegetation, and you come over and you said, no, it's got to be blue. And I was like, God's sake, blue, you know, because there was only 16 colours. So where do I get a blue from? So I had to remap stuff, but that was the right decision to make because we look at it and it added balance to the artwork. Because in John's head, he knew what he wanted.